Hey Motley crew, welcome to another one. Let's open up the sacred. I just threw my gavel. Let's open up the sacred space. Setting the intention that I may exist to be a clear channel of the highest truth, rooted in love, for healing and guidance for whoever is listening today, for you. And that as you exist in energetic space with me, that you may receive healing energy. He said. All right, y'all. So today's topic is the box you are not meant to live in. The box. Some call it the matrix. Some call it the box. Get your head out of the gutter if you're thinking of the other box. I'm not talking about that one. I've been in this deep process of reflecting about how far I've come and the many layers of not self and not true that I've had to shed to allow myself to exist in this current iteration. And that is the thing about boxes. As you break out of one and then you realize, wait, there's another one. And then you break out of that one and you expand a little bit more. And then you break out of that one and you expand just a little bit more. My healing journey turned into a spiritual journey. And that spiritual journey was one of seeking truth. Seeking the truth of who I was within. Who I was on a soul level. Every day I said the prayer that I may come into full and complete union with my chi, my higher self, and my inner child. That I may move from a place of authenticity, a place rooted in the truth of who I am, not only as a human, but as a soul, spirit. And in order for me to get to this place, I had to really look not only as my surroundings, but the surroundings that were within, the program and the conditionings that I was raised in. See, I was raised in a very conservative Catholic home, also immigrant home, Nigerian immigrant home. And in being raised in that way, I developed a lot of ideas about what it meant to be myself. And I would often look around as a child at others who weren't expressing what I was raised to see as truth or okay, and want to be that. I had this longing within to break out of the mold that I was crafted in. For me, that was being straight, gender, sexuality, how I choose to dress and express what I choose to focus my time on, and the life I want to live. There were so many boxes I didn't realize I was living in. But there's always something within me that said, this ain't it. There was always something within me that said, I need, it wasn't a want, I need more. I'm not happy here. This doesn't feel good. Maybe that's resonating with you. As you take a round and survey your surroundings, your expression of self, and the places that feel out of alignment, that feel like this ain't it, those are the boxes that you are meant to break. And in order for me to break those boxes, I had to allow myself, I always say I give myself permission. I give myself permission to to be different. I give myself permission to take another path. I give myself permission. I have to give myself permission to break out of the box. Instead of waiting for someone else to validate that I was in the box and I needed to be broken out of it. Tomorrow is the spring equinox, signaling a time where winter comes to an end and spring begins, signaling a time when the sun moves into Aries, and also the moon moves into Aries. And these two come together, the sun and the moon in harmony in the same sign, representing action and passion, independence and strength. The combination of the sun, that which illuminates and shines, that which gives us light, with the moon, that representing intuition, the depth of emotion. So in this conjunction, I don't know if that's a proper astrological term, but that's what came. In this conjunction of the moon and the sun all in Aries, we are being called to think about what illuminates and what gives us light that comes from an emotionally depth place, that comes from our intuition, that comes from a place we cannot see. It's a new moon, so that we can have a beginning in the passions that we seek, so we can have a beginning in the path that is aligned to our soul, so we have a beginning in who we are and who we're meant to be. Each and every one of us has a unique energy signature that we were born with, the blueprint, the original blueprint that only you can have, only you can embody, only you can express. But if you allow yourself to stay in the box you were put in, the world won't receive that energy. It's a loss. It wasn't just me giving myself permission, to break out the box. I had to heal and to release the layers of conditioning that kept me in the box. A lot of that was around my trauma. The trauma that kept me small, kept me feeling weak. When you experience a lot of childhood trauma, as children can get knocked down. If they know that there's someone around who can pick them up, who can help support them when they're down, they're more likely to get up again. When you are raised in a broken home, toxic, dysfunctional, that child learns that there is no one around who they can depend on. They stay either on the ground, or they learn to get up and pick themselves again and again after each and every time. We are meant to be free. It is our birthright to be free. And there was a child within you, and there was a child within me that so desperately sought to be free, to express in the fullest of who they were. As a child, I was taught to play small. I was actually very talkative. But I was taught to be seen, not heard, and so I became quiet. to learn that the strength and the power I had inside was something to hide. That I needed to hide who I was, because otherwise there would be repercussions. Hitting, beating, repercussions. When you give yourself permission to break out of the box you are meant to be in, you give yourself permission to express that inner child. When we are children, we are most closely aligned to our divinity and the pure expression of who we are. Even if you experienced a lot of childhood trauma and intergenerational trauma, you still have that alignment, that knowing as a child. There are boxes you aren't meant to live in. There are labels and identities you aren't meant to hold. Remember, all of those are human constructs. Humans decided, if you do this, we call you this. If you look like this, we'll call you that. Limiting. You are meant to be limited. Your soul is infinite. And I had to give myself permission to allow that. To allow myself to be infinite. To allow the possibilities of being. To sit in the fear and discomfort of seeing the truth of who I am and to accept it. And to accept it. That acceptance of self. That acceptance of self. I just got the image of a child playing in a box. And when you're a kid, if you ever played in a box before, the box is open, you know? It's not a closed box. And the child knows that if they go in the box, they can come out. Some of us, we were in the box and they closed it. And they put us in another box and in another box and they closed that one. Until we suffocated our light. Not we, our light was suffocated. The society suffocates light. It is by design. The suffocation of light. Because when you allow yourself to stay in the line, you keep the machine running. The oppressive structures and systems continue to exist. Stay asleep. So that the higher ups can eat. And reap on the backs of the common person. This new moon in Aries and sun in Aries and spring equinox is a magical time to allow yourself to release any fears and limitations and structures within that could keep you away from moving forward in independence and action towards that which brings you passion in life, that which feels aligned within. knowing that there might be another box to get out of. But that is the process of expansion and growth. It is a process of understanding and coming to know self. To know that which is not true means that you have sat in the dark long enough to see what is hidden there. To see the parts of self that have been repressed and hidden away. The parts of yourself that you had to disown to be in the box. What are those parts? And what is in the way of you allowing yourself to come out and play as that child within so desperately wants? It's card time. It's card time. Spirit. Tapping into the energy of the collective. What needs to be said about the boxes they ain't meant to live in? Be bold and brave. As I said, that the bottom of this deck is confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo in reverse. Fears to be released in the way of you being confident in a direction you want to take. These colors, the yellow and the orange, represents our sense of self. Gosh, my cards got messed up, y'all. Give me a moment. Give me a moment, because there's a lot of cards flipped over here. A lot of cards flipped over. Oh, okay. Oh, another one is flipped over. Y'all, I don't know how this happened. But if these past few days, things have just been off. Things have not been as they typically are. Things have been messing up. And that is to show us the places and the spaces in which we are being called to expand. For me, before I pull this card, y'all, I was trying to reload my public transit card. And it just would not load. For the life of me, it would just not load. And eventually I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not going to continue trying to reload this card. I'm going to take an Uber because I am rich and I have enough. That is the limitation that I've been working through. A poverty mindset. That I have enough. I have everything I need to live the life that I seek. And that is on the way, even though I may not see it right away. Think about what's been messing up in your life and what it's showing you and teaching you about where you need to expand. Okay. I think we're all flipped over now. Is there another card? Is there another card for the collective today regarding this topic? You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. I'm getting that some of y'all are worried about, like, if I break out of the box, if I allow myself to take action and move forward in what it is that I want, what are people going to think? How is it going to affect my loved ones or my community or etc., etc., etc.? If I decide to come out of my shell, because that's what crabs do, they go into their shell. If I decide to come out of my shell and speak my truth from this place of knowing, what will happen? And that's the thing, y'all. Like, when we break out of the box, there are going to be things that go awry. People who have their own opinions. It's a sacrifice to be in alignment with truth so that you can live your best life. It is a sacrifice. But do know that you and your loved ones are safe. So the ones who matter, the real ones, who are in alignment with that direction that you are being called, they got you. Y'all are safe. You are being guided on this path forward. You ain't gotta worry. And let your process of breaking out of the box, of coming out of the shell, help show you who ain't it. To put it bluntly, who ain't it? Bottom of the deck, meditate and contemplate new moon in Pisces. We have a lot of new moons here, y'all. You're being called to go within, to really tune in to your center, to that place where you have that inkling within you that it's time to release fears, structures, limitations that is keeping you away from your authenticity, so that you can live a life that meets your needs. All of them. It is in that place you will be more connected to the truth of who you are. So that when you move forward in this new beginning, you're moving from a place of home within. Home within. And it is in that place you will gain the confidence you need to release that which is in the way. Come back to yourself. Come back to your home. Cancer represents the home. Come back to your home. And then move forward and take action. You'd rather be saying, okay, it's time to really look at how my traumatic experiences have impacted me, how I'm moving in the world, the places and spaces in life that feel like they aren't it. Healthy relationships are maybe the lack of that. Give yourself permission, as you are worthy and deserving. Worthy and deserving. To be free of those limitations and baggages, those structures and fears, which say that you should stay in the box. You should stay there. There are boxes you aren't meant to live in. What are they? And what do you need to do to break out so you can start living? For you. for truth, for your soul, for that inner child within. That's what we have. That's what I have for y'all today. Actually, I'm hearing ancestral message. So I just want to do that quickly for y'all. The ancestors are always with us. Always. Always ready to be with us and to guide us, to protect us. So that we know that we are not alone in this process. For me, I've been in solitude, not really having anyone around me for over a year. It's been a long time. It feels like it. But even then, I still know that I have my spiritual team and family around me who are always with me as I've done what I need to do to purify so I can be aligned to my destiny. So Spirit, Chi, what ancestral message do we have for the collective today? I gotta show y'all this one. It came in reverse. Nsa is a high quality Ashanti fabric woven by hand. The symbol reflects the saying, he who does not know authentic Nsa will buy the fakes. If you don't know who you are on a soul level, if you don't know yourself, you will buy into the false identities, labels, whatever that have been placed upon you, that have been taught to you, that have been programmed and conditioned into you if you don't know yourself. And that is a process of healing, yes. And the process of healing is a process of unfolding the truth of who we are. Releasing and peeling back the layers of fakes and that which isn't true. So you can get down to the root of you. You, your highest self. The ancestors are saying, now is the time to come back to center. And from that center, come into a place of foundation within, so that when you move out into the world, you're moving from a place of strength and strong foundations, from safety. In Odinani, Igbo philosophy, cosmology, spirituality, we call the ancestors, we say Eke Oria Fonkwa, the four corners of the earth, the four elements, to represent all of the ancestors which we do not know by name. These four corners represented in this card is saying that they are here for you. You are protected within. So that when you go without, you have that. There's no need to worry. Release all that is fake so your authentic can come and shine through. That's what I have for you. That's what Spirit has for you. As always, thank you, Motley Crew, wherever, whenever you are, for being here with me, existing in this space with me. I don't take it for granted. Like and subscribe, share this to be notified of these amazing vibes and energy. And if you're so called by the spirit of generosity, Down below, there are links for you to do just that. I'm in the process of updating my own website, where I was taking one-on-one sessions for those who are interested in holistic healing. I focus on a mind-body soul perspective as a dibia, which is a traditional indigenous perspective. We healed holistically. What does that mean? I'm a mindfulness instructor, somatic trauma therapist, not only a Reiki master, but I do soul and energy healing as taught to me by my ancestors in the lineage that I descend from, that goes back thousands of years. I am a rebirth coach, and this is a period of rebirth. So if you're interested, email me. Subscribe to the newsletter and you will get notified. And with that, with so much love, yes, so much love. Take care. Be kind to yourself as you go through this process of rebirth, which means that there is going to be death and things to be shed and released. And allow yourself, give yourself permission to give yourself what you may need.